Hi everyone, it's Zorine Te from Yahoo Esports, and I'm joined by Resolut1on today. How are you doing?
Hey, good.
Thank you for coming into the studio today. Really appreciate your time, and we're going to talk about some Dota 2. So firstly, you guys just finished up at the Boston Major. What were your thoughts on the event?
I didn't have any special thoughts, but I felt like we were prepared enough to win this tournament. And I felt like the whole level of this tournament was not that big as it was on TI.
Okay, why not as big as it was at TI?
I actually don't know. Maybe teams were kind of lazy after TI and they're like not practicing that much like they were before TI. So maybe because of just not enough practice.
You guys also came back from China Top recently, where you placed third, fourth. And you placed third, fourth at Boston Major as well, and fifth, sixth at Summit. So like, while you guys have had strong performance since TI, it seems like you're kind of like not quite getting that first place. What do you think is holding your team back?
I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but generally at the Boston Major, we made some, like, we were like 8-0 or 6-0, like before we met Greeks. And we didn't like lose much, so we didn't learn from this tournament a lot. So when we came down to these Greeks games, we weren't like, I don't know, I felt like they were willing to win more than us. That's the reason we lost. And we also we wanted to win so badly, so we were kind of afraid to do some moves that we weren't like afraid to do before, if that makes sense. And at the China, there was like new patch, and we didn't really know what to do on this patch because we are like our team needs to have structure, and we didn't have a structure at the time. So like teams like EG, they're like more, I don't know how to say, but they felt more
Wild?
more wild. They had more confidence. I don't know.
So would you say confidence is really one of the things that your team needs going forward?
Actually not. We had like at TI especially, we had our mentality like we are underdogs, and we played with this mentality whole tournament, and it helped us. So maybe our team needs to think that we're underdogs instead of we are favorites.
So Moo recently left the team as well and was replaced by Moon Meander. How has that been like for like affecting the team lineup?
They're like totally different players, one from other, and Moon is like, he's a really smart guy, and he made a lot of calls in our games, and he just came up with some new ideas to our team. So I kind of like it, that we have like whole new view on the game from him.
Okay. Do you feel like the team is now stronger without him, without Moo?
I can't really compare these two players because we had like different styles with one and another. Like with Moo, we played that he was kind of core player for us. He played some Timber Soul, and we made space for him. And right now, Moon is actually making space for us, like for our two cores behind me.
It's kind of funny that you go from like Moo to Moon. What's going to be next? Mooney.
Mooney.
So you play the carry role on your team. How do you deal with the pressure of that role?
I handle pressure good enough, like to carry games and stuff. And I don't feel like I'm playing worse because of this.
Are there any other carry players who you take inspiration from, would you say?
Inspiration?
Or that
I mean, at TI it was definitely Shadow. He was really good at TI and some tournaments after. And I don't remember, I watched a lot of, like, RTZ was really good before TI as well. So I watched a lot of actually replays from other carry players because like it was a new role to me, and I need to get used to like whole new idea like with laning and stuff because I was playing mid before. So I watched a lot of replays.
And speaking of wings, they seem to be like really strong after TI. Like a lot of the time post TI, there's like usually a quite a shuffle in like the strength of teams going out of it. What do you think? Like, what do you think of them right now?
I don't feel like they have enough motivation to play these small tournaments right now, but like after TI, they won like 3 or 4 tournaments in a row still. So they're like so ahead of all other teams, so they could just play with their normal game, not even trying so hard, and still win some tournaments. That's the level of their game. But something happens weird at the Boston Major. They like got EG at the first round, and sometimes it happens.
Would you say your team or you yourself would feel confident going up against them
Wings, right now?
right now?
I mean, right now it's totally different game because there's a new patch and nobody knows what to do in this game. So we are trying to figure out what's good right now.
And do you like the new patch at the moment?
I mean, I kind of do, but I don't like the way they're changing like every day, everything. Like there's new HUD every day, like new shop and stuff. Like better to make one big change and then like people get used to this change. But they're trying to like improve something every day, and it's kind of like you're playing every day different game.
Have you tried Monkey King yet?
Yeah, I played it a few times,
And what do you
but
think?
I felt like this hero was way too strong at the first time, but then they nerfed it a bit. So right now it's kind of balanced.
What do you think about Valve's roster lock system? So, you know, going forward in a couple of days, the teams are going to be locked essentially up until next season. As a player, how do you feel about that?
I mean, as a player, it was kind of bad last time we made this roster change because like Bulba and Aoi in our previous DC roster, they left our team like 3 days before roster lock, and we had no idea what to do. Like we had 3 days to make a whole new team and go like through the whole year with this team. And like somehow we made this team DC, and it was like it felt good at the end. But still, like it's kind of dangerous when you have like 3 days to make a whole team like from nothing.
I mean, I think, you know, I don't speak for Valve obviously, but I imagine they introduced that system to protect players, right? And like teams. Do you feel like that system is good as is, or do you think that it should change?
I mean, kind of good because you have some time to figure out what you want to change in your team and then go to like another year, another half of the year with new team. And I mean, if you make it in time, I think it's right. Then you don't have this whole reshuffle stuff every like 2 months like it was before.
What about the prize money distribution? I mean, like throughout the year, we've had like 3-4 majors with like TI itself has a huge prize money pool, and some of the smaller tournaments by comparison are almost like walkovers. As a player, do you feel like the prize money distribution at the moment is good?
I mean, it's kind of weird, right? Because like we are not that good the whole year, the whole last year, and then we got second at TI, and we like the few like second highest earnings teams from the year. It's like it's kind of random, right? And for example, these OG guys who won 3 majors in a row, it's like they are so strong, and they earned like less than us. So I don't know. This is like guess how these things work right now.
That
TI
is
is TI. You have to try hard at TI.
Would you like to see more or less major tournaments throughout the year?
I mean, when it was 3 majors, and you're not invited to these majors, you have to play like you had to play qualifiers, then major, then come back from a major, and the next week you have to play qualifiers again. So it was kind of like stressing for players because you have to play a lot of games so fast, like you don't have time to rest even. But with 2 majors, I guess it's gonna be more chill for players, and it's gonna be more fun. So I think 2 majors is better than 3.
Okay. And finally, I guess for 2017, what are your plans going forward, or what do you hope to see from the DC team?
I mean, I have some goals for myself that I want to like become this unbeatable team that no one can actually win. So we like not only good at one tournament and then like we lose another 10 tournaments in a row, but actually to win like few tournaments in a row, to be good, to like show people that you're actually good.
Cool. Thank you very much for your time today, Resolution. Really appreciate it and hope the DC team does very well over the next year.
Thank you.
I'm Zorine Te, and for more Dota 2 content, be sure to check out Yahoo Esports.